I'm real quick, Mark. I'm going to make a quick brief on how we're going to kind of play this out, how things are going to kind of roll this morning, especially since you're at a different location, and that way they can kind of see if they do have any questions. At what point in time they may break in.
Okay.
Real quick, he's going to kind of give an introduction. Of course, dealing with long distance, it kind of has its little bit of delays as far as audio and how things play out. If you would, please, I know for some of us, we have dealt with Oscar. Christy, have you all been on QP before? Okay. So for most of us in here, this is our very first time. Jonathan, have you been on QP? So, Mr. Poole, as far as we last discussed, there was a few folks that I thought had used QP, but we have all freshman users to the software.
Okay. Good enough.
Now, if I can say this before I hand it over to Mr. Poole, is that he's pretty much going to run the course. Occasionally I'll break in with a question if you have a question as I kind of make rounds around the room. What he is doing is he's basically on the screen going to show you to what point maybe you can follow along, show you some of the features of the software, how it works. This portion with Mr. Poole is not so much to say, well, I fell behind or I couldn't figure that out. Once we are done and once Mr. Poole has answered your questions, gone over with some of the information, you need to spend most of your attention, folks. Hello? Marcus?
Yes.
Most of your attention, okay, needs to be spent on the screen following along with Mr. Poole, okay? You can go back and try to test run some of the items that he's showing you, but for the most part, what you're going to want to do is pay close attention to what he has on the screen. And he'll brief you on there is some new version that has come out. There's some new items they've added. It's possible that yours may not have those yet. We're looking at adding some of those features, and he'll discuss that. I don't want to steal his thunder, but he'll probably brief you on some of those items. But once again, I don't want you to get tripped up. He's way ahead, and you're over here still trying to go ahead and figure out where's the on button. That's not what this is about. Follow along with what he has. Take some notes if needed. You may want to go ahead and jot some things down, so that way when you're flying on your own, then you can go in there and you can try some of these items out. But it is a real privilege to have the actual software designer and engineer, at the same time a licensed plumber, to go ahead and share some of this information with us this morning. Like I said, a lot of times we could either have someone come up and talk about this that either as a contractor has used the software, or even me come up and say this is how you do it. But like I said, this is a real opportunity to have Mr. Poole in this morning with us to share some of the insight and even how this software came into existence. Well, Mr. Poole, are you ready, sir?
Yes, thank you for the intro.